everyone. I thought I would tell you some interesting information about me that you might not know. That one of my direct ancestors knew George Washington. His name was the man who was directly in my line. His name was Thomas Loxton, and he met George Washington in 1784 when Thomas was actually 71. He was an older man then, and he was a trail guide, I believe, for George Washington in Maryland because my family used to live in my ancestors used to live in Maryland before coming to Kentucky. And yeah, Thomas Loxton was the son of William Loxton, who was the first person to come to America from England. He was from Bedfordshire. But anyway, George Washington described Thomas Loxton as being a very intelligent man, and he actually stayed at his house, I believe. He wrote about it, about his encounter with Thomas Loxton in his diary. So this isn't just hearsay. He wrote about it, and I've read some of the entries. And my grandfather also wrote a book about my family history, so he documented that pretty well. And he also now Thomas had a son named Joseph Loxton, who I thought for the longest time was directly in my line. No, apparently he wasn't. I'm a descendant of Joseph's brother William Loxton. I'm actually named though after Joseph Loxton, who Papa was researching at the time, and. Of course, George Washington described Joseph Loxton as being quite, I think something like brave and resourceful. And so I think that's very interesting that George Washington not only had an encounter with an ancestor, but it was a pleasant experience. And also, and this is less concrete, but I also had an ancestor who knew Abraham Lincoln. This was a female ancestor who I think lived in Illinois when Lincoln was a young lawyer. And this is proven through court documents, which I've read, like recorded court documents. She was, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I think she may have been the daughter of Thomas Loxton, and she was a widow in the 1800s, and she was going blind, and her husband had died in the Revolutionary War. I don't know. I don't think he died in the Revolution. He had fought in the Revolutionary War, and he was getting she was getting a pension, but then apparently her lawyer swindled her out of her pension. Then she went to Lincoln, and then Lincoln fought in court to get it back. And he chastised the lawyer for basically being a thief. And so that's a pretty interesting event. Of course, all of this is recorded in the book that my grandfather wrote, Loxton: The Amazing Family. But there is, evidence to back this up. It's not just legendary hearsay. So I think that's pretty interesting.